Right, hello. So I went and bought some wood. I used some of my sticker sale money and I bought some wood so I can build a cupboard above my sofa now. So I like to use this stuff for my cupboard. I used it for I used it for that one up there, and I enjoyed working with it. So yeah, I bought some of that. I bought a couple of other bits as well, which I'll show you about later. But yeah, I'm gonna try and build a cupboard. So as you can see, I've already done a couple of runners. One which signifies the bottom back of the cupboard, and then a couple of battens along here. I'm going to take this one here off, and I'm going to kind of make a square off of that one. I'll show you what I mean as I go, but yeah, that's the kind of size. I'll have to move my very light up pegs and put them like below the cupboard, but yeah, here we go. So I'm going to make in 4 cupboards at the top here, and I've got 3 that are the same size because that matches the size of these cupboards opposite, and I've got a smaller cupboard at the end because inside that little cupboard is going to be a few controllers like the solar charge controller and I don't know what else, a few other bits. So yeah, that's quite handy. So I need to take this piece off, fix it to the top. Fix that up, I think. So it's taken me a while to figure out why this cabinet's not working. Can you see how it looks? Let me see if I can get a good shot on it. It looks like this bends down towards the front, and it does. It took me ages to figure it out. Let me set you up here. So I couldn't figure it out. This measurement here, from the ceiling to the bottom of this cupboard is the same as this. I couldn't figure out what was happening, but it's because the ceiling, the cladding, the van curves down. So it's going to be strange that this cupboard is going to be wider now. I'm going to have to adjust it. This cupboard's going to be not as wide as that. Oh, that's... the head hurts. Thought they were my pants then on show, but they're not. It's okay. Right, I hope you can hear me because 1, I'm using my GoPro, so the audio is not not great, and 2, I've got my heater on, which is making a bit of noise because I am freezing in this van. But yeah, that's where I got up to yesterday. I did all the sort of skeleton frame for it, and I put a piece of ply underneath, but it wasn't long enough. So the piece of ply I had only came up to here, so I've got a little section here to do, which I'm going to do now. I've got a piece of offcut here, which I'm going to use. But I'm quite chuffed with that. I had a few comments from people, my wife included, and my mother-in-law, saying that don't build a cupboard there, you'll bang your head. But the sofa's here. You're not going to be walking like this, and when you get down and up from the sofa, I think firstly, I'm short anyway. You really struggle to bang your head on that. Come on, heater. Oh, it is getting cold. Winter is coming. I'm so glad I've got this heater. Just switch it on and I can work in my van throughout the winter now because it gets warm in here. I've got it set for 26 degrees. So I bought some cladding, right? I bought some cladding from B&Q this time because it is a lot thinner. Here's the cladding I've bought. It's about not quite 6 foot long, but yeah, it's a lot thinner than all the sort of heavy stuff on my walls and ceiling. So I'm going to use the thinner cladding to front this cupboard, to front my sofa, and I'll probably, when I redo that cupboard up there, I'll probably use it to front that cupboard as well. Saving weight now is crucial, so in the future I think I will still use the thick tongue and groove on the ceiling and the walls because you need something solid to fix things to. So yeah, all this stuff is like proper thick cladding, but it's obviously heavy. So in the future I would do the walls and ceiling in the thick cladding, but all things like cupboard units, wardrobe, and like the wall for that, you know, everything else I would use the thinner cladding for from now on, just to try and save some weight. Well, that's for the next van anyway, whenever that will be. Anyway, crack on with this. So yeah, a bit annoying that I had to, in order to get this done today, I had to use, you know, the grain is going a different way here. So I don't know if that's going to bother me. It would mean buying a whole new sheet of 6mm ply that was that long. I'm wondering if I can put up with that. Also, if you look from the inside, you see I've got these pieces here going along. I may nail into those, but because here where this joint is doesn't have one yet, you can see if I push the top, so I'm gonna have to put another one there just to support that joint. On another note, my heater's doing its job. Toasty! So all that was 3 months ago. That was back in November 2019. I'm now February 2020. I didn't finish that cupboard, so I didn't really know what to put all that footage with, so I'm now going to add on February dramas of all the MOT business. So yeah, let's show you the MOT stuff. Hello everyone. It's that dreaded time of year again. The MOT. I'm really not looking forward to it. As far as I know, there's nothing it needs doing, but that's how I feel every year. And there's usually something that needs it. So yeah, I'm just waiting at the garage now. Really early. I got here at 7:30 in the morning. I think it's booked in at 8 o'clock or something, but I'm just always early. Last year, I think the emissions played up, or I don't know if it was an advisory or if it failed, but the emissions were an issue. So he put some of that smoke stop stuff through the fuel line, and that got it through. So I'm hoping you'll be able to do the same again this year. If not, I don't know what it could be. Fuel, it's either burning fuel or oil. I think it's fuel, so maybe the injectors, but they can be a pain to change. I don't know, we just have to wait and see, but oh, I'm bricking it. Not off to a good start. I've been here half an hour and no one's even here yet. No one's turned up. And it's cold. How was the van MOT? Yeah, I'm going to talk about the van and the MOT as soon as everyone's on. Picture and sound is perfect. Oh, brilliant. Thank you, Ian. Yeah, like I say, for those that have just joined, I'm trying out my new GoPro, like streaming from the GoPro. So I think the GoPro and my phone are connected to the Wi-Fi. But the GoPro app on the phone is connected to that, which allows it to stream. I don't know, some kind of witchcraft happens, but hopefully you can all hear me well. I had a day off today because I don't have my van, so I can't work for a couple of days, which is fine. You know, I'm happy to chill. Get a bit bored though. But I pre-planned to do a live stream tonight to talk to you all about the MOT and the van. So I took a little drive up to the shop, bought a few beers and snacks. Although I probably won't be snacking while talking to you, but I will be having a few beers. Max, when are you getting it back? Well, I'm hopefully all going well, getting the van tomorrow. So I took the van there Monday morning, and because the MOT had the MOTs have changed now, haven't they? So you used to be able to, if it failed, you used to be able to drive around for 2 weeks while you got it fixed, but you're not allowed to drive it anymore if it's something dangerous. So I think they've changed it in the last sort of few years. So yeah, shock absorbers were leaking, or one of them was. So for those that don't know, the van went for an MOT and it failed. Failed on the headlight aim, easy. Brake light is on and off, doesn't, you know, that's easy fix. One front shock absorber was leaking oil, but you can't replace just one, you got to do both, and the emissions. So that's what it failed on. So bit of an update with the van. I took it in here yesterday. Just had a call from the garage saying that the shock absorbers that turned up were the wrong ones. They were meant to be £78 each, those shocks, but they're wrong, they're too small, so he's had to ring around a few places and get some prices for the correct shocks, and he's ended up going with Iveco, actually ordering from the dealer, which are meant to be like £170 or £180 each, but some reason Iveco got a crazy deal on, or they were giving him an offer, so they're about £100 each. £100 per shock, so we're going with those. Said he may be in today, and he may be able to get the van is all stripped apparently, so he's just waiting for these shocks to turn up and he can chuck them straight on and get it to the MOT, hopefully today, but it might be tomorrow. We'll see. See what happens. Okay, so I heard from my mechanic, everybody. He says, come and pick the van up, it's all done. So I'm picking my wife up from work now. We're gonna drive, it's about half an hour. My van is half an hour away in the garage, that's where it is. It's just, so yeah, we're gonna drive to get my van now. Final price is £554. I haven't got it, it's gonna go on the credit card. Oh well, it is what it is. Anyway, let's go and get the van. So it's all done. Van's got the MOT. It cost 540 quid or something like that. 2 new front shocks and full carbon clean. But I just realised a month ago I had to replace all the handbrake stuff because the handbrake hasn't worked for pretty much a whole year. So I had to get new handbrake cable, new rear calipers, and get that sorted. So that was an extra 400 quid. So really, and that needed doing for the MOT. So really, it cost like £900 for the MOT. So, but I mean, these are parts like shocks and handbrake stuff. That's all been on probably since new. So everything on this van is now done 231,000 miles. So it's gonna need parts like that to be replaced. So eventually you'll surely run out of parts to replace and it will just be a sound van, right? Anyway, yeah, random video for you. Sorry, I just pieced together a couple of bits of footage of the MOT and it's covered up here. I didn't want to leave that cupboard out because every part of this conversion is on YouTube, so I don't want to miss anything out. So random video for you. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you in the next video. Alright, bye.